Hello and welcome to my ASMR channel. My name's Dagger Cloud ASMR. Now, um, if you've watched my previous video, I uploaded two videos where we focused on the left ear and then the right ear. I mentioned a video where it's an introduction to ASMR. So people who are not familiar with ASMR, are nervous to start off with ASMR and just want a bit more information about what it's about before getting too into it. Now, this is what that video will be about. I'm speaking at a higher volume to what ASMR is recommended to be listened to at. Obviously, we'll go through all of their bits and bobs, and then we'll pan to one side, and then we'll pan to the other side, but we'll ease into it a little bit. I mean, the idea for this video was the inspiration was given by GB, who's if you're not familiar with ASMR and you're first getting into this, if you're new to ASMR, GB is one of the best ASMR creators out there, and she's done a fantastic video about ASMR and the introduction to it, and sort of eases people into it. So I thought I wanted to do my own sort of variation on it. So ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, obviously shortened to ASMR. It basically, to put it in a nutshell, it's the a lot of people, when they listen to ASMR, they get an intense feeling of calm. They also, a lot of people get shivers, or they're called tingles, chills. They get sent down their back, and it gives them a nice feeling. And that's pretty much what ASMR is. It's a relaxation method, really. And as I say, it's there's many things that go into it. Different microphones, different speaking methods. A lot of people use objects as well rather than speaking. I mainly do speaking ASMR rather than object ASMR. For example, I could take this is the case for my microphones. I could tap that on one side of your ear, and that would be ASMR, or it's just speaking at this sort of volume. As I say, if you're new to ASMR, it can come across as quite a strange thing. Whether it be, I don't know, a lot of people see it as an intimate thing, but it's not. It's quite rare that you come across the creepy side of ASMR. There is a creepy side to everything. If there's something on the internet that's a niche, then usually it will turn into something that's not wanted in the community. But most of the ASMR community is fairly wholesome. So just moving on to the microphones, it's a bit of a weird setup that I've got here. So this is the Blue Yeti. This was my first ever microphone, but these two little giblets on the side are also microphones as well. They're the microphones that are actually recording. This Blue Yeti, the giant one, isn't actually recording. This is a magnetic sticker on the side of the microphones that are currently in use, and they are sticking onto the microphone, and it just gives me a place to rest those, really, and it's working out pretty well. But okay, so moving on to ASMR then. So as I mentioned, we don't usually speak at this volume. It's usually a much quieter whisper, something similarly to this. If you go back and watch my old videos, this is the sort of volume in which I speak. So this, if you visualize this to be your left ear, and this will be your right ear. Now, I'm going to pan over to your left-hand side. So as I move over to here, you'll notice that you can only hear the audio on the left side. Now, this is pretty much the premise of ASMR. It makes you feel like I'm in the room with you. So I'm sort of getting closer and closer to your ear, to the point where it feels like I'm whispering inside your actual ear. And then if I move back to both of your ears, so both of the ears should be able to hear me now, and I'll do the exact same thing on the right hand side as well. So just whispering at this sort of volume is pretty much ASMR in a nutshell. You could put these little things on. They're called dead cats, and they go on there just to reduce a lot of the background noise. But because I'm in a quiet flat, I don't really need to do that. So this is pretty much ASMR. As I mentioned earlier, most of my ASMR is voice ASMR. It's verbal. a lot of ASMR YouTubers, they don't tend to use the voice. They are more object related triggers. For example, I'll do one for you now. Here's a glass. So just a little preview there. Some people find object ASMR superior to voice ASMR. It just depends on you. Whichever whichever trigger gets you going, really, whichever one makes you gives you those tingles down the back. That's pretty much the premise of ASMR. It can extend as far as role play. A lot of the times people do ones. I've seen one where ASMR, but you've just been injured and you're in a hospital being taken care of. I've seen the complete opposite end of the spectrum where you're in a torture room and they pan to the left and the right. And one of my favourite triggers of all time, which is more of an advanced trigger, I would say. You'd have to be a bit more comfortable with ASMR in order to do it, but it's called anticipatory tingles, where you start off on this side and then you stop and you don't know where the next speech is going to come from. So we can talk in one ear. And then move to this ear. You may be able to hear a child babbling in the background. That's just my son. He's just babbling away in my video. But, yeah. But this is pretty much an introduction to ASMR. As I say, GB does a much more. This is only a very, very short version of her video, essentially. Her video is about half an hour long, and it explains it in a lot more detail, and probably a lot better as well. But I say it's a niche. It's definitely a niche. You may listen to this video and decide ASMR is definitely not for me, and you just want to move on, but you were curious, and you may be an experienced ASMR artist. One of that video that GB done is one of my favorite ASMR videos to watch. It's just beginner friendly. It's expert friendly. It's just friendly to everybody who watches it. But as I say, it's very niche. It's not for everybody. It gets a bit of a negative reputation, ASMR. It's as I say, my partner, she hates ASMR. I mentioned this in one of my older videos. She's not a fan of ASMR. I try to get her to I try to rope her into it, but she shows no interest at all, and I don't blame her. There's a positive and negative side to the ASMR community. But yeah, no, if you look in the right places, ASMR can be a very wonderful thing. So there's not much I really wanted to do in this video. Obviously, I'll spend a bit more time on the left here, on the left, and you can get as close as this, which is pretty much as close as I can get. And then the right hand side as well, so we're not neglecting, definitely not neglecting this one. But yeah, I want to do a roleplay video in the future. I haven't decided what to do. I'm getting some ideas at the moment. But yeah, this is sort of the basics of ASMR. It's just making you feel like I'm in the room with you and giving you these triggers, giving you those tingles. It's something that is amazing when done correctly. And when it's done incorrectly, it still doesn't turn out that bad. People who create ASMR and people who watch ASMR are always on the hunt for the next tingle. It's endless. It's something that I don't believe AI could ever take over. I say that with confidence, but you never know. So I'm going to leave it there. This is the introduction to ASMR. Any questions about ASMR? As I say, I realise I'm only a small ASMR YouTuber, but any questions regarding ASMR, do leave in the comments. And if you are an experienced ASMR watcher and you stumble on this video and you find it to be decent, then do give a subscribe. That would be very much appreciated in helping this channel grow. You can never have enough ASMR artists on the platform, and then give it a like as well. It helps. in ways that I'm yet to discover. But for now, I hope you've learned something about ASMR, and I do give a shout out to GB ASMR as well, because she gave me the original inspiration for this video. Yeah, but for now, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.